The 5 stages of grief. Grief is an unwavering part of the human experience that none of us can escape. Loss and grief go hand in hand. Death, heartbreak, divorce, and many other circumstances you may go through in your lifetime may cause you to experience the 5 stages of grief. Remember, everyone experiences their own version of grieving. In this video, we'll attempt to clarify what we understand as the 5 stages of grief. The 5 stages of grief model was developed by Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, a Swiss-American psychiatrist, a pioneer in near-death studies and author of the internationally best-selling book on death and dying, where she first discussed her theory of the 5 stages of grief, also known as the Kubler-Ross model. Before we begin, it's useful to remember that the 5 stages of grief are non-linear. You may experience these aspects of grief at different times, and they do not happen in one particular order. Also remember that you may not experience all the stages, and you might find feelings are quite different with different types of bereavements. For some people, denial may be the first response to loss. Denial is a common defense mechanism that may help someone buffer the immediate shock after experiencing a hurtful situation. This is a natural response to help you process loss in your own time, by giving yourself time to explore at your own pace the changes you're going through, even if that means going numb. This carries you through the first wave of pain and is a temporary response. Pain ends up taking other forms sometimes, and often it redirects itself as anger. It isn't uncommon to feel intensely angry. In many cultures, anger is a feared or rejected emotion. So, it may be particularly overwhelming for some people to feel anger, which may mean someone may end up avoiding their grief rather than confronting it. Feeling anger towards the situation or person you lost isn't rare. You can rationalize that the person isn't to blame. However, emotionally, you end up resenting them for the pain that resulted in them leaving. This could then end up causing you to feel guilt for being angry, ending up making you feel even angrier. In attempts to reconnect with the world, you may use anger as a method to do so. However, anger isn't the only emotion someone may experience during this stage. Bargaining is the next stage of grief, which helps you hold on to hope in a situation causing intense pain. In this particular stage, one may think to yourself that you're willing to do anything and sacrifice everything if your life is restored to how it was before the loss. A person may find themselves thinking about what ifs and if only. An accompanying emotion during this stage may be guilt, inadvertently as a form to regain some control, even if it may be at your own expense. Depression is a natural and appropriate response to grief. At this point, you begin to face the reality of your loss. The realization may lead to intense feelings of sadness and despair, and understandably so. Feeling these emotions is necessary to reach the final stage of healing. Being okay with what happened isn't necessarily what acceptance entails, and is completely understandable if you don't feel this way based on your life experiences. Acceptance is more about how you learn to live with the losses you've experienced after you've acknowledged them, as well as how you readjust your life accordingly. Going back and forth between these stages is entirely normal and a part of the ongoing process of healing in our lives. One should welcome them as they come. Here are some ways you can give support to someone who is grieving. Be a good listener. Respect the person's way of grieving. Remember, there is no right or wrong way to grieve. Accept a person's mood swings. Be aware that a grieving person will have emotional ups and downs. Avoid giving advice. Instead, let the person know that you recognize how great their loss is. Refrain from trying to explain the loss. Rather listen. It's more helpful. Help out with practical tasks like grocery shopping, preparing meals, making phone calls, doing laundry, babysitting, and so on. Stay connected and available. Let the bereaved person know that you will check in often. Offer words that touch the heart. For example, "I'm so sorry for your loss," or "How can I help?" Whatever you're going through, we hope that we've helped explain your process of grieving through the 5 stages of grief, making your journey more informed and understood. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to Rosso Health for more useful health videos.